Struggling with memory is something that many can relate to, but now here's the good news. It's also a skill, which means, like any other, you can improve it with practice. And for some, memory is even a sport. It can be mastered and you can compete against fellow memory athletes. And the 2026 Canadian National Memory and Mental Math Championships were held last month in Montreal. And Let's Go's Boshko Maric met them, and he's here with the story. I have to say, I have not heard of a memory championship before. I didn't realize this, was a whole tournament and a sport. What is the format of a competition like that?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I really didn't realize that this was a sport either, but there's actually this whole worldwide subculture called memory sports. And basically, it involves testing your ability to recall random information as fast and as accurately as possible. So there are a number of different categories, things like memorizing sets of numbers, names, words, even the order of cards. And in a competition setting, memory athletes are pitted against each other. They each have to memorize the same number of things and then recall them. And again, whoever does it fastest and most accurately wins.
No pressure. Let's talk about this year's champions then. You met them. The memory champion is Spencer White. What's his story?
He first discovered memory sports as a way to ease the burden of studying, the amount of time it took to study, while he was pursuing another passion.
So I was in about halfway through my CPA courses, and at the time I was focusing on improving my hockey game, and I was also making YouTube content related to hockey. So that was most of my time was spent, and I wanted to find a way that I could learn and study faster so that I could spend more time doing what I loved. Then, of course, successfully passing the exam was obviously on my mind. And then eventually I kind of fell in love with actually the process of memorizing words and trying to improve my scores and get better and better and better. And so I set this goal to memorize a perfect 50 out of 50 words in less than 60 seconds. And that was quite ambitious because I didn't really have a crazy natural good memory. It was pretty average. And at the time, I could only do like 20 words in like 3 minutes. So this was a pretty big jump. And so I started practicing every day, and I enjoyed it, and I loved the process of getting better and the pursuit of progress.
Oh, he sounds so motivated.
He is. He's a very motivated guy. And at the Memory Championships last month, Spencer broke 3 national records. And just to give you a sense of what it took to win this competition, he correctly memorized over 500 digits in just 10 minutes and then reproduce them in the exact order.
500 digits?
500 digits. And he wasn't very happy with that score, apparently. He was aiming for in the 700 digits.
That is incredible. I just gave 5 digits off the top of the show, and we've been repeating them for fear that we'd forget. So imagine 500. Boshko, did you have a chance to see his memory skills in action?
I did. Yeah, it was pretty incredible to see it live up close like that. So Spencer showed me this site that anyone can sign up for and use called memoryleague.com to practice their memory sports skills. So all the best competitors in the world are on there. You can actually track their best results, including Spencer. And there are 6 different modes you can practice on the site. There's cards, images, names, international names, words, and numbers. So I asked Spencer to show me his process. We picked numbers as the category. 6 digits come on the screen at a time. You click through them at your own pace. And if he is going as fast as he can comfortably memorize 80 in under 20 seconds. But he went at a much slower pace for me and with less digits so that I could follow along. And he described his process out loud as he went through. So here's what that sounded like.
So right now I'm at the window of my grandmother's house, and I'm seeing my sister and the devil. Then I'm seeing Shorzy character and a urinal in front of the mirror in my grandmother's bedroom. And then I move on and I see a big thumbs up and a hockey mini stick smashing the thumb on my grandmother's bed.
Okay, sounds like he's creating a story here, a whole scenario. What is going on there?
Spencer is using this technique called the memory palace. So he's essentially making a connection to his own life for each of the set of digits that he sees. And then he's placing them within this memory palace in his brain. In this case, it's his grandmother's house. So these are places that he knows extremely well, where he can reproduce essentially every single detail of them in his head. Another example that he gave me is the gym at his work. And like you said, he's essentially writing a story in his head that he will recall. And then when, after the timer is up, he has to reproduce all 40 digits, he can go back through that story to remember them. And without hesitation on this attempt, Spencer got every single digit right.
Incredible.